Cenk Uygur on the show. Cenk, good day. Welcome.
Thank you, Rashad. I appreciate it. How are you doing?
I'm doing quite well, man. So this is a different context. So let me first ask you, what the hell are you thinking?
Yeah, great question.
Yes.
So, look, I'll tell you the reason that I launched the campaign. I'm worried. I'm very, very worried that Joe Biden's going to lose, and someone needed to affect this campaign and take it off the course that it's on right now, because it's on a collision course with fascism. I believe that Donald Trump is an actual fascist. I think that he used a fake elector scheme to try to do a coup against America. And Joe Biden right now is down 10 points among independents. He's down in 5 out of 7 swing states. He's down 24 points on the economy. 75. I mean, this is really chilling, and it's sad. And I don't want to have to say this, and I don't like that Joe Biden is making me say this. But 75% of Americans don't even believe that he's going to survive a second term. It is insanity to run Joe Biden. If this is the most important election of our lifetimes, I would hope that every rational person would agree we should pick the strongest Democratic candidate and not just go, oh, well, let's be polite and let's be deferential to people already in power. And Joe Biden would really like a second term, so his legacy is slightly better. Well, I got news for President Biden. Your legacy is not going to be very good at all if you lost the country on your watch.
You know, I have friends that work in the White House, and according to them, there was no plan for Joe Biden to run for re-election, actually, that this was supposed to be a transition dynamic. They would probably do the political thing with the VP, Kamala Harris, make her the pick, according to insiders. They don't really get along. They don't like each other. You know, it's normative in that relationship. So now you have a president who 70% of the people who voted the Democratic primary are like, you know, we'd rather have somebody else other than Joe Biden. And then the numbers are completely opposite in the Republican primary, where you got the majority of Republicans say, hey, we love Trump. And this guy's doing everything he can do to be as offensive as possible. I agree with you. I do think he's a fascist. But let's talk about possibility and probability, all right? So here's your possibility, Cenk. Possibility is you end up resonating, you get 10%, 15%, 20%. If that happens, if that starts to happen, all of a sudden you may get a Senator Warnock that jumps in. You may get the governor. You may get Newsom jumping in. You may get other folk who said, no, I'm gonna, wait this one out, actually jumped into the race. What is your sentiment about that?
It'll never happen.
If we're gonna pick the strongest candidate, we should have everybody that qualifies under that category in the race, so the voters get it to say, okay, no, we've heard them out. We think this person is the best person, and we're going with them. So it could be anybody. It could be Governor Whitmer. She would have Governor of Michigan. She'd probably lock up Michigan, have a great chance of winning. Could be Governor Shapiro of Pennsylvania, lock up Pennsylvania.
You're talking about the same people,
Trump acolyte by 15 points. So he's tough, he's strong, he's relatively moderate, he's got a twinge of progressive in him. And Governor Bashir in Kentucky, he's a Democrat in Kentucky, most popular Democrat in the country.
People.
And now, as you mentioned there, I'm starting to hear calls for Senator Warnock. But all of this is possible if Joe Biden gets out of the race. And so that's why I bought JoeBidensGonnaLose.com. Sorry, not Joe. I always make that mistake. Biden is going to lose.com, because now the Biden team's in a panic and they're buying all the other URLs. Okay. And so you're in trouble if you're buying URLs about how your candidate's going to lose. I mean, they're worried about me. And the reason they're worried about me is because I'm a proxy for all of those other people. I'm basically shining a light on this massive problem that we have an 80-year-old who is way down in the polls. He's at 39%. He was at 54% when he won last time. He's 15 points lower than when he barely won to Electoral College. So would Senator Warnock do
We're
better?
not voting
for
him.
Of course he would. Would Governor Whitmer do better? Of course she would. Would I do better? Of course I would. I have incredibly popular positions that the American people would love, and I don't speak like a regular politician.
But yet you are.
That there's massive corruption in Washington, things that resonate. But it doesn't have to be me. It just has to be our strongest candidate.
And I think one of the dynamics in our two-party system, which is already horrible and because of corporations, in my opinion, is that you don't really get a selection. So you have this thing called an election that looks like a selection, but that's only a disguise. And typically the individuals who are presented to us to vote for are people that have been handpicked by the same gatekeepers that we talk against in our social narrative.
Which is why I'm running.
Corporations and bank CEOs.
Right, that's why I'm running.
Interest. And so we'll see the debate. We'll see the debate about a school in Mississippi. We'll see that.
This is exactly why I'm running, because all of the people that Jank, I don't want to believe his face like that.
But we don't see
and Jank and Dr. Richey are talking about, they are part of the same problem. They are part of the Democratic Party that I was forced to vote for Biden just to get rid of Trump. And now I have nobody to get rid of Biden. So I am running for president for us.